Don't look under the internet.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you recording?
Are you?
I mean, of course.
Do you have your Wibistus in order?
I have my Wibistus.
I'm going to keep forcing it now so that we can have a cold open.
Wibistus is strong with this.
Do I say it again?
We
We
need to make
the
an Urban
fresher picker
Dictionary
up.
Wibistus.
for
Oh, yeah.
Wibistus.
As soon as somebody else starts filling in Urban Dictionary definitions based on the words we come up with, that's when we know we've actually done something good for the world.
Is there
How
an
do you-
Urban
how-
Dictionary for Does Spider Have Puss yet?
Oh, well, I have a feeling there's going to be a definition for Wibistus very, very soon.
Yes.
I'm on
It's
it.
an E.
That, yes.
Is it an E? I wasn't.
Yeah. Last one's an E. Yeah.
It is.
Wibistus.
It is spelled Webistes. Wibistus.
Wibistus.
TM.
Well, welcome, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wibiscus, the podcast.
I know,
Wibistus.
I know this. I know it doesn't sound like you should be here, but you're in the right spot.
Yes, we planned on this. This was our. Have we gone crazy over 2 years to where nothing makes sense anymore?
Oh,
We-
100%.
We're like,
Absolutely.
oh, we have to record. We have to record. This is a hilarious cold open, and it's just Wibistus, Wibistus, Wibistus. What is
towels.
What's wrong with us?
What is Wibistus, Mike? What is Wibistus?
Yes, tell us.
It's Wibistus is the act of putting your balls in a waffle skillet.
Not this again. This is how we ended game night. We can't start over with the weird sex acts.
It's too late. We're already there.
You know, I think Urban Dictionary might already have a definition for us. Doug,
hope
it seems like you're already there. You wanna help us out there?
It's not reviewed yet, so don't
It's not
search
reviewed?
it up yet. They have to accept my.
Well,
they have to accept.
I guess
it
you
onto the
can
website.
wait with bated breath.
Is
I
it the
guess.
first definition? Because by default, I think that means it's right.
I think the
You know, you're not-
definition of Wibistus is it's
Ooh,
Jason.
yeah.
It's Jason.
Welcome. Don't look under the internet.
Yes, that means that, but it's Swedish for welcome to don't look under the internet.
That's Jason, like right there,
Nope.
Hey,
right there,
Yep.
right
yep,
there.
that's
That's
the one.
Jason, and
Yeah,
then right
yep,
next to
that-
him, right there is Doug.
Yeah.
And then Moot, I think, is here.
Nope.
It's here.
Looks right on my end.
Nope.
Moot's down there.
Nope.
Moot's here.
There
Mike,
you
you've
go.
seen the
There you
YouTube
go.
video.
There you got it.
Have you, Mike, have you ever been to YouTube, Mike?
No
No. Okay. Well, that
Then
actually
clearly you
explains
didn't do
the-
your research for this topic.
shit.
right.
Or don't look under the internet, where I don't look on YouTube. So there you go, people.
You are following our own advice.
You know us. It's your everyday normal guys that do everyday normal, scary, creepy internet horror. So you know what we're about at this point. We're on year
You know
2,
what it
going
is.
on 3. You know what it is,
Black and yellow.
dog. No, okay, Wiz Khalifa, horrible rapper, just the worst. I don't know how he got famous. He's just
Yeah.
bad.
Nah, I don't disagree.
All he does is go ah, ha, 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 with his dumb laugh that sounds like a Seth Rogen laugh a little bit. And then he just raps about weed. And it's like, you can only do that so much until me, a non-weedy, is like, I don't care. I don't
A
know.
non-weedy.
Although he did put out a banger with Riff Raff. I'm just saying, he's got a song
Mike
called
doesn't like his Wheaties.
he's got a song, I
No.
think it's called Ferrari, and it's a fucking banger, dog. So it's by Riff Raff. Go look at my boy Riff Raff. He's one of the rawest in the game.
Pissing off the hip hop community one hot take at a time.
That's what I do. It's what I do.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Is that
so-
what we're talking about tonight?
We could,
Yes.
honestly, we could talk about the hip hop community. No, y'all don't even know. I'm in the hip hop community to the point, I'm not in it anymore, but boy, I was in the drill community. Your boy was listening to King Louie for a while there. I was going hard for a long, long time.
Somehow when Mike talks about hip hop, it makes him even whiter. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
just makes it
100%.
worse.
In the
He's got this mixtape called Illuminati 2, and it's got this song on it called Again, and it's the hardest shit in the world. I want to punch a man listening to that song. It's so fucking good. It's the equivalent of it's the rap equivalent of me wanting to open up a fucking pit. That shit goes so fucking hard.
Why don't you should open up the pit?
There
Next
should be
time you go
rap
to a
pits.
live show.
There should be rap pits.
There
Is that-
are.
There should be podcast piss. Is
Okay,
what there should be.
there should be podcast
Holy
pits. What are you
Well,
drinking? What are you Speaking
still
of,
an
though,
episode?
Well,
yeah, speaking
I
of, Diluti,
clap
housekeeping.
above your head.
I think we have people for me to shout out.
Hell yeah. We don't have
I
any new
think.
fourth wall members. I checked earlier.
I thought we did.
Do we?
I think we have
Well,
at least one. Anyway,
Tell us
I
their
don't know
name.
if we have any new patrons either. So here we go. So we have Candy. Did I shout out Candy already?
I think
I
we
I think we
Candy.
did.
And Darkfire Jacob. I think I did those two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. Did I also do Sly Sky Seeming? Yeah, we did already these guys.
Yeah,
People-
maybe.
So
I
you're
don't know.
just giving people more
People,
shout
what the
outs
hell?
than
People,
they
what the
deserve.
hell?
Hey, we
You
heard
know,
that.
we slave every Tuesday by getting drunk for you. And you don't go to our Patreon and give us money, or you don't go to Diluti.com and become a member.
What's it all for?
How dare? How dare?
We don't want to. We
How
don't do
dare.
this because we want to.
Yeah. I'm
I
here
don't
for the
want
money.
to talk about this topic.
Yeah, so I guess our that concludes our housekeeping. We don't have anyone to shout out,
I have-
which is fine. It's okay.
I have a small,
I have-
a small bit of housekeeping.
Uh-oh.
Let's
It's
hear
only
it.
because we recently received a very kind box of stuff.
Yeah, our
we'll
fan
get to that
box.
a little bit later because we are going to start incorporating one of the things that we were sent into every episode right at the very end. However,
What?
until this is gone, if you don't remember, I'll tell you about it in a sec. Hold on.
I know what he's talking about.
But we also got sent this bottle of Spiritus, which is 95% alcohol. It's basically Everclear before they changed what Everclear can be.
It's a
I
product
think-
of Poland. My people.
Yes, it's a product of Poland. I'm almost positive this is what the expedition, the Dyatlov, Igor Dyatlov's.
Yes.
Dyatlov.
I'm pretty sure, at least it was rumored in the stories that we read and the research we did, that this was the last shot they took before heading out into Dyatlov's Pass, and then
There's a
freezing to
whole new
death and all
theory
that.
that I just had about that now.
Is
It's
it
fine.
to
We'll
share?
just-
Too drunk.
They just got
I'll-
way
I'll
too
pour-
drunk and just wandered off the side
I'll
of
pour
the
this
mountain.
up, and you can share said theory.
All right.
We'll do the full thing.
Oh my
Move,
god.
This
get ready
sucked.
to make a cut because he's gonna
Yeah.
throw up over everything.
Yeah, he's about to drink straight rubbing
If you
alcohol.
guys see $700 come out of the Patreon, it's because the fucking Roadcaster broke.
Yeah.
we're gonna cut to right after this. We're gonna cut, and Jason's gonna be passed out like against the bookshelf in the back.
Yeah, just like face down, like
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to pick up my slack today. But yeah, cheers. Thank you guys. Thank you patrons. Thank you Discord. Thank you everybody. This is gonna fucking suck. So
Have
thanks a lot for that.
fun. I'll be here enjoying
be
my
here on
fruit
the other
punch.
side.
Num num num.
He chased it though.
Yeah, what a
Doesn't count.
puss.
Oh, I think it counts. Whoa.
Whoa.
that sounded a lot worse in person. I can tell you that.
I know he's not.
Sounded like
faking
that
it.
burp.
Oh.
It sounded like the
No.
burp itched his throat.
I know he's not faking it by the whoa. That was like an out of body.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Just
his soul-
immediately
You're
drunk.
just gonna
Your
gonna
liver-
put that away.
Your liver spirit left its body.
That, yeah,
for a
that was like
second.
the John Mulaney. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Holy shit! Yeah, that was a shot.
You know what we
Oh,
might be
dying.
sorry for?
Doing this episode.
Doing this episode because of our
Yeah.
topic. We might be sorry for it. We're gonna find out in the long run. Everything
we
we're
might.
gonna say.
I'm
I'm
the
gonna.
short run. Who knows?
You want to know the bird scooter for this? The bird scooter is gonna be a word of the day.
Okay.
The word of the day is allegedly, allegedly,
Wabistus.
allegedly, allegedly, allegedly,
Oh.
allegedly, allegedly, allegedly.
This reminds me.
Allegedly.
This reminds me. Disclaimer for this episode. I mean, for all of our episodes, if I'm being 100% honest, but we are not experts.
You
We don't
can't sue us.
You don't know. We don't know what we're talking about. Do
By
not-
listening to this episode, you are signing your right away to sue us. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Just understand that we're not experts about this. We are four idiots that find this kind of stuff entertaining and fun, and we want to like dig into it. We want to understand it, and that's really all we're doing here. Is
We
we're
are
putting forth some things
simply
we found.
restating things we found on the internet.
Yes.
That's all we're doing.
We're
That's
not
it.
putting any of our own thoughts.
Nope, none.
into
Not
the
an original
world.
thought on this episode. Not a single one.
allegedly.
Everyone's like, what the fuck?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
What business?
Well, actually, that's the
Well,
only
this
place
is
where
an original
allegedly.
thought.
That's the only place that allegedly wouldn't make sense, Mike, because now everything I just said is fucking moot.
That's why I said that. No,
I
he's
think
right
if we
there.
make this so
He's right there. He's right there.
I think if we just make this completely indecipherable for everyone's lawyers, they'll just give up and drop the case.
That's fair. If we make it too hard to decipher, then
I do
guess they
think
can't really.
I do
anything.
think you nailed it. How everything we covered today is not our own thoughts. It is not our
No.
own opinions. Well,
This
we
is
have our
simply
own.
a retelling.
We have, our
have
own
opinions,
We have
but
opinions.
we don't. You don't
Yeah.
know if it's.
You have to pay for those.
All the
Yeah.
information. All this information was found. We did not. We are not the discoverers of this information. We are just retelling it like a story. We are
We are the
just
purveyors.
storytellers. We are purveyors, storytellers of the internet.
I think we've done it.
Yeah, I think we covered
I
it.
think the
Yeah.
nail has been pounded
Let's get
into
Saul.
the.
I'll
foundation.
get Better Call Saul. I'll get Saul to help us out. I
Saul-
know him.
Okay,
I'll get
Solve
Brad
the
Odenkirk.
mole men.
Yes.
we're
But-
good.
We're covering. Moot might be.
What are we doing?
Moot might be to the north of us, of me.
Oh my fucking
But our
God.
topic is the South. We're covering South 32 today. Ooh.
Everyone
Now-
immediately goes, "What?"
Yeah, that
The
doesn't. Now,
Like those words open up like a portal to like hell or something. Nobody knows what that is.
The
Yeah.
legal team's
Yeah,
ears are
I
ringing.
love it. I love it when we say a topic and everybody in the Discord is just like, "What the fuck?"
What is that? Where did you find this?
If I'm being genuinely honest, this was probably the episode I had the most fun looking up, like the topic,
This
in
was-
a very
Okay,
long
yeah.
time.
It is.
I
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
loved this. This is right up my
This
alley.
actually creeped me out too at moments where like
Oh, it didn't creep
Yeah.
me
We
out.
we almost didn't do this episode
Oh, yeah.
as of about an hour ago.
Yeah.
The last 45 minutes has been an up and down of whether we were actually going to do this, and hopefully by the end of this, you'll understand why. But we have decided to do it, and if you don't hear Hometown Horrors come out when it's supposed to come out, well,
it's because we're all in a shipping container.
right, exactly. So here's to rolling the dice, I guess.
right?
Yeah, well.
But
we'll
I
see
found
what
this
happens.
I found this extremely interesting. All in all, like this was the most interested in a topic I've been in not a long time, but like a passion that I've had. I fucking love this type of shit.
Hell
it's
yeah.
so fucking fun.
Are we
I
about to
don't-
get just an unhinged mic rant this
I don't.
episode?
Well, I don't have to
It's been
solve a
so
fucking.
long.
I don't have to solve a fucking hexy bexy code or a boozy boozy. It's just
wing ding.
it's just shit laid out in
Fucking
front of you,
wingding ciphers, bruh.
and I love it. I love this.
Yeah.
So
Good,
who wants
good,
to
I'm
who wants
glad.
to start us off? What is South 32?
All right, I'll start her off here. So I'm gonna be a very general with what South 32 is.
Go ahead,
And
Marcus.
South,
Sparkbutt.
thank you. So South 32 is a movie. All right. In the most layman's term that I can put it in right now, before diving too much deeper into everything, it is a movie that came out in 2016, and it was directed, written, and produced by a few gentlemen. One being Jake Barsha, and another by the name of Luigi Bayan.
Luigi.
And this has a bunch of actors you've probably never heard of. And the premise of the movie is that a multiple homicide at a luxury villa in Malibu sends detectives into the world of a bullied young girl and a woman taking up the mantle of revenge.
Go watch it.
But
It's
let-
free
let
on
me
YouTube.
tell
a
you-
lot.
Yeah, on a yeah,
Yeah,
a lot.
A lot. It is there a lot of times.
Yep.
But that's not what we really want to talk about. The if you look this up and you go and look at the reviews of this movie, they all kind of say something similar to this, which is directly from a review of the movie. It says, the backstory behind the company and the loony bin responsible for this movie is way more interesting than the movie itself, which is a rush job with nothing of worth and value that was only made just to make these scumbags behind it look legit.
Just
and that's pretty
we're
much
finding online.
Not our words.
just you can find this online.
You
Go to
can-
IMDb or
If you
like
plug that in,
Letterboxd.
if you plug what Doug just said into Google, you will find the exact comment. This is just a retelling of
That is a
what other
quote
people
by
have said.
fucking Dick Ass 32 on some website. And yeah, that is literally like if you look at the reviews for South 32, that's what you find. So obviously, when you see something that says that for a movie, what are we gonna do?
Right. Our hands are tied at that point.
I'm
we
gonna
have
watch
to-
it because that sounds right up my alley.
But yeah, that is what is South 32.
And that's the entrance to this whole thing.
I haven't
That is
watched
the
the movie.
gateway drug.
No, why would you?
Well, no, I haven't watched the movie yet, and I might. I'm a big fan of Luigi's work.
His whole one work.
All 74,000 parts of his work.
Yeah.
So I might watch it because I'm curious. The movie's title is South 32, but I'm curious
Yeah.
if that is used at all in the film.
Like they're like, it's the South 32 or something.
It's the
can
South
see it be like the
32nd block or something.
Like
yeah.
the 32nd
know.
South Meridian or something, like
Yeah.
some weird shit. But
I didn't watch it all the way through because I didn't feel like it was important, but I did find it and just like skim through it and watch a few scenes, and it just seemed like there was violence and then just a bunch of people getting mad at each other and then just like random sex scenes thrown in.
Hell yeah.
And they got
I'm a-
awesome.
I'm now
Yeah.
a bigger fan of Luigi's.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the movie in a nutshell. But I mean, we're not really ones to cover like a movie just because it's fucking
In bonuses,
bad.
we are. At
Yeah, no,
patreon.com/diluted
you're not wrong.
and diluted.com.
That's bonus
There you
content
go.
specific. This is our regularly scheduled programming. From here, we're gonna jump over to a website that I actually stumbled across. And there's only one reason it's weird to me. The website itself is called Setana.com. It's SETANA.com. If you go here, your device of choice, be it mobile, laptop, whatever, is going to try downloading a file. When you download said file, you're gonna get something. So I actually have to break this up. The first time I visited this specific site was about a week and a half ago.
You actually went on it?
And yeah,
Mighty bold
That's how
of
I-
you.
you do that.
you know,
You didn't go
I
on
was
it on
feeling-
the podcast computer, did you?
No, hell no. On my
Okay,
phone.
good.
I don't care about
Oh,
my
yeah,
personal phone.
There you go.
That shit.
I'm
needs
not
to go
an
soon.
idiot. My personal
it's
mobile
still-
device with location features turned on.
To be fair, it's still the same device that all you fucks came together and bought me because my other phone was
Right.
losing, I don't know, a screen. So I really like it's old, but you visit this site and it forces you to download a 9-minute video. And again, this was a week and a half ago. So real quick, I'm gonna play what you hear, or what I heard when I downloaded this file a week and a half ago.
South 32 1 cent stock. South 32 1 cent stock. South 32 1 cent stock.
Fucking riveting, right?
Riveting.
Yeah.
Absolutely riveting.
It was simply just this video file. It was a big yellow and red banner that said South 32 1 cent stock.
Before
It
we
was
go any
just-
further, actually, I want to point out that you might hear us mention a couple websites throughout this episode. I don't recommend
Yeah.
going to any of them. It's
Don't.
probably
Yeah.
not a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
It-
Or
you
it
will
just
put
at least do it on a computer you don't care about or a VM
Yep.
or something.
Yeah, it's any website where if you enter the web address and it immediately asks you, "Do you want to download this file?" No, should be your answer.
And
Like,
they
that
change
just should be your
frequently.
answer.
So
Yeah,
what
definitely
we
don't
say
go
is
to
on there may not be what's on
IHateMyDad.com.
there. Yeah.
Right. And actually, so that was a week and a half ago. That's what you would hear on this website. I went on there earlier today just to make sure my research was still up to date. It has changed in the past week and a half as to what file you get. You now get like a 40-second file. And and it's changed. It's no longer South 32. Now it says BHP. This will make a little bit more sense once we go over the whole story of what the fuck this is. But here's a sample of what you're going to find if you go to this website today.
BHP 1 cent stock.
Yep.
I'm sure that sounded amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the first one. We didn't get that one, but that's all right.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
That's
if,
fair.
If Discord cuts off loud sounds, that would make
Yeah,
sense.
it's
because
way
that
louder
was-
now.
Super
It's
loud.
so much louder. There's air horns galore. Like it's a travesty of a piece of audio, especially to an audiophile. It's
And
just
like
it's not
some of it's
great.
being read by anime girls.
Yes.
BHP 1 cent stock.
BHP, me daddy.
So this why do you have a website fucking dedicated to this? Like I don't understand. And so this was just a random find. Now, if you look up South 32, there's a tool you can use to essentially look up what domains link to what other domains. And if you use that tool you plug this satana.com into this, it shows that it links to south32.com. Plus, South 32 is mentioned like a fucking million goddamn times on this webpage.
Did you mention how the internet found Satana.com?
No.
Okay.
I honestly forgot, though.
Oh,
It's
so
a guy that I'm going to be covering later on
Yeah.
was dicking around in
Translate.
Google Translate.
Oh, yes. That was the fucking. So if you type random ass letters into.
It's like English to Somali.
That's right.
Yeah.
You get some weird shit.
you
But
get some-
I tried it and it wasn't working for me. But
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was not working for us, but yes, essentially this was found by putting English letters into a translate for
Somali.
from English to Somali
Yeah.
or Somali to English or one of the two.
that
and this
might be
popped
something
out.
for us to visit in the future because
Yeah.
apparently
That's
if you
a
just
whole fucking thing.
if you just push
That's
it
a
into
whole
Google
other thing,
Translate,
yeah.
you get so much weird shit. So
Yeah.
that
Well,
yeah.
well, that's like. Do you guys remember covering Markovian parallax denigrate?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost
Yeah.
positive that was found in a very similar fashion. I think it was found by typing in random letters to YouTube, and then like the suggestions were super weird, and then this is what came up.
I think what
Kind of-
Google Translate does is like when there's insufficient data for it to train on it and it doesn't know what you're giving it as input, it just spits out random shit that's just kind of like in its data. Which
And this might have been one of those sites that hit that
Yeah, that was just
criteria, I guess.
random shit that was in its training data.
Yeah, and like it. Now I gotta watch this.
So it just
I have it
straight up
backwards.
Yeah, so it was
it just
honestly
straight
it was
up we
just
got lucky.
gibberish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This specific one, yes. However, this discovery it showed us a whole world of weird fucking mystery. This website, satana.com, is owned by the same person that we've been talking about, Luigi Bion, however the fuck you pronounce it. Other mentions of South 32, so on satana.com, you get this video file that mentions South 32. And then now that it's switched over to BHP, again, we'll talk about that later. There's a bunch more South 32 mentions on a bunch of random ass fucking domain names like iwannadie.com or milkbaby.com or musicplus.com and finally danielisgay.com.
Hell
But
yeah.
honestly, it's like thousands
Good for
of
you, Daniel.
other ones. There's we're glad that you are comfortable and are
Damn,
out now.
Daniel. Back at it again. with
Damn,
coming out
Daniel.
with domain names.
You know what?
but-
Not only did this take place in 2016, that reference is also
Hell
from
yeah.
2016.
I'm stuck in 2016, so
Damn.
it's fun. In my driveway.
In your driveway, yeah.
in your driveway. That's the year that Tootsie Rolls came out, all that good stuff.
Yeah, fuck Corbin, Kentucky, I guess, too.
Hey, we did it. That was our quota. So anyway, a lot of these like random ass sites that are owned by Luigi Bion, such as iwannadie.com or satana.com or all the ones I just fucking listed, they all lead to like this spam video file, at least for a bit. A lot of them now lead to just south32.com. And if you want to go there, please feel free. But again, do it on a computer that you don't really fucking care about. It seems like these files are updating. So like I said, a week and a half ago, I found this one video file that was almost 9 minutes long. And it said South32, 1 cent stock. And now a week and a half later, it says BHP, 1 cent stock. I don't really know what that means, but there are a few people on the internet that do. One thing I want to share is that there's a YouTuber by the name of Scare Theater. And they have a video that talks about how the video file that you would download actually used to be different people talking about Luigi Beyond and how he's a very competent producer, director. He's very successful at what he does. Essentially just lending credence to this Luigi Beyond. Yes, Mike, you can do the hard quotes whenever you want here.
No, he's fucking raw. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, since you have such an affinity for Luigi Beyond, would you mind telling us who the fuck this man is?
I'm gonna go into it a little bit. So our boy Walugigi here,
Wabistus.
Wabistus. So Luigi not only is the director of the South 32 movie, but just like Jason was saying, people were able to use a website called, I think it was Domain Gang, to figure out who owns south32.com. Because once they found that satana.com that converted them to south32.com, they're like, what the fuck is this? So they found out that South32 and Satana.com are both owned by Luigi.
Satana.com sounds like a cryptocurrency.
It probably is. Let's be fucking real. But you also find out, you also find out through this as well that the owners of South32.com, it's kind of tricky. If you go to the Domain Gang, you find out that the owner is actually under two different people. The name of it is Carrie Bayan or Bayan, however you say the name. And the company that owns it is the Los Angeles News Corporation. So there's also a link to the Los Angeles News website. You can go
they own the LA News Corporation?
Now, that's not what I said.
I'm sorry.
So
say that one more time then. I'm so sorry.
To losangelesnews.com. And what this guy is, and it is a pretty outdated looking website. It is pretty much black text, green background, and it is just hyping up our boy Luigi. Talk about how he's some great ass director, how he's some very successful CEO of a movie company. But it's starting to talk about him in the past tense. And then we get this new character that comes along named Carrie. And it pretty much tells you that Luigi is no longer Luigi. He's going by Carrie. It's pretty much alluding to that. So we find out now, because of the losangelesnews.com website, that Luigi is Carrie. Carrie owns south32.com. Now,
have you checked out Carrie's Twitter?
I did a long time ago, but I forgot about it.
Are you touching that at all?
No, I'll let you kind of touch because I forgot what was on there. Apologies on that one.
So it's no. It's super. Honestly, I didn't even think to check this until today, but I remember seeing the name Carrie Beyond, so I checked out south32.com on the Wayback Machine and just scrolled through a bunch of the changes, and one of the names that comes up is Carrie Beyond, which is fucking weird considering we're talking about Luigi Beyond right now. But Carrie Beyond, they started their Twitter in July of 2009, and they haven't posted anything since August 18th of 2009.
Hell
so
yeah.
that's such a fucking narrow window for this to exist that that by itself is suspect. On top of that, in their bio, it links to something called lazygirls.com.
It doesn't open anything.
It doesn't open shit. It's a broken link at this point. And I would be, if I were a betting man, I would say this linked right back to South 32 or some shit at some point in time.
So speaking of that, though, Carrie is listed. Speaking of like links and whatnot, Carrie, like I mentioned before, is listed as the owner of the website, along with being the owner of dozens upon dozens, and honestly, it's probably hundreds at this point, hundreds of YouTube channels that stream the South 32 movie and Luigi buying. I mean, you could say the word propaganda, but it's pretty much a bunch of like people hyping him up, like renowned director Luigi Byan, so and so, Luigi Byan.
Sometimes not even with
extraordinaire.
any enthusiasm at all. It's literally
Oh,
just
yeah.
like they're reading a script.
I half expected the
Allegedly.
black casting couch to like be behind at least 50% of people talking. Like it was just so unconvincing.
There's
Yes,
also recordings of screens with South32.com up on them. Like somebody
Yeah.
camera phoned the screen. And
Yeah.
Like reposted it.
Like
Yeah.
how you used to have to do before screenshots were a
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at these YouTube channels, these videos contain these like virus links in them as well, and these links are they're each video is different, and there's hundreds of them. Each video they
There's
contain,
so many.
They can contain a virus. They'll contain links to other videos that all have to do with South 32. They'll link you to other websites that have a bunch of weird shit going on, which I'm pretty sure Matt will talk about later on. But on the website, if you go to on the Los Angeles News website, if you go to the Wayback Machine, I'm sorry, not the oh yeah, it is the Los Angeles News. I'm getting all kerfuffled.
Yeah. No, you're
If
right. You're right.
Go to the Los Angeles News website, use the Wayback Machine. You'll see that a lot has changed since then.
And you,
It
yeah,
used to
you
be-
have to use the Wayback Machine to
Yeah.
get this information.
It
It's gone
used
right
to
now, but
it used to look like somewhat of a legit news
Right.
site. It was a bunch of
Mhm.
slander pieces. I forget who was
Yeah.
slandering towards, but it's a bunch of slandering pieces. Like this guy said some bad shit about Saeed, and this bad guy says some bad shit about so and so, and this shit dates back to 2002. But you'll see post upon post about how so and so bad talked to Saeed and how Saeed is such a great person. And that's when you find out this Saeed character is kind of included in all this as well. There's a man named Saeed Yomotabayan. Sorry if I'm butchering it, but we'll get to that guy a little bit later as well. With all of this information, we're gonna go back to Domain Gang website
yes,
for a
please.
second. Here.
Yes, please.
There's a couple testimonies going on, and a couple articles mentioning this Carrie Byan person. Now everything here I'm gonna say is alleged. Just to cover my butts, but a lot of this stuff is actual court records.
We
like
are
lawsuit
regurgitating information,
So-
and this has already been described by other people. We are simply observing and reporting.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but if you go on
Asterisk,
the Domain Gang
asterisk,
website,
asterisk.
you will find mentions about a mining company called South 32 Mining and how they had issues with a company
Whoa.
called Carry Beyond Films,
Whoa.
where they were.
I actually just pulled up the
holy shit.
I have the actual full blown like
The legal documents.
document
Yeah.
that
it's a
outlines
full-on
the
thing.
whole thing.
Yeah,
Now,
this is
I don't
all
wanna
100%
get-
real.
I don't want to get too deep into what the allegations were about yet.
Mhm.
We'll get there in just a second, but there are some legal confrontations going on with Carry Beyond Films and this mining company called South 32. Now, isn't that fucking weird how we have a mining company called South 32,
Isn't that
movie
like a
called
well-
South
well-
32?
Well established, right? Like this
Yeah.
mining company is not
they
like
came out, I think 2015 or 2014 is when they established themselves.
Well, there are some
What I- what I-
it depends on what party you listen to. We're just stating facts here right now.
exactly. You have to look at all the facts. But what I'm saying is like they aren't just a fake mining company. Like they mine
No.
things. Like
Yeah,
they
exactly. They're
create
real.
things and like they're
it's an
real.
Australian. It's an
Mhm.
Australian multi-billion-dollar mining company. Actually, I think
Okay.
they started up in 2016 as well, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But
Harambe
It,
caused
it
all
might
this.
it might matter.
it might matter. But I'll get to all that later on.
Yep.
Once
yep.
we get more into this story. But back to some of these websites. So if you keep on Domain Gang and you're looking up Carrie Byan, you will notice a literal shitload of websites.
Yeah.
All
How many, Mike?
registered.
Quantifiably.
74,000 websites that are all registered to either a Carrie, Luigi, or Saeed.
Yep.
And they all redirect back to south32.com. Now, do you guys want me to go over Saeed's character right now or save that till later? I know it's later in the outline, but do you want me to knock that out now a little bit?
I think we
or-
should go through that when we get to the legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the
Okay.
legal shit comes up, yeah. 100%.
Awesome. So these three people, we've already confirmed Luigi and Carrie are the same person. So I'm going to say these two people are registering 74,000 websites together. And here's
That's a lot of fucking websites.
now here are a couple of them because some of these,
It's
I'm
too
not going to
many.
lie, sound cool as shit. So we have one that is called 31south.com. How original. I love jasmine.com. There's the Santana.com. There is stateofmo.com. There's
Mono Daniel.
there's montanapets.com. And then two of my favorites are coming up. There is sexhounds.com.
Sex
Oh, yeah.
Hounds?
Sex hounds.
Hound.
Okay.
And
Sex
then
hound.
this one is
Oh.
dope as shit. It's called post47.com. And I'm not going to lie, Post 47 sounds like a horror movie that's supposed to be like the thing. You know what I mean? That sounds like
yeah.
the snow outpost, the winter outpost that they're staying
It's
at.
the
Like, you
prequel to Content 47.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, if I like saw a trailer for a movie called Post 47, I'm gonna be super
Oh,
interested. That
that's- yeah.
sounds dope as shit.
I mean, I think
I would-
that's the idea behind a lot of these is they sound like they could be something.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you would
Hold
think and
on
some
to
of them are
that.
just some of them are stringing
Yeah.
numbers or just random.
Oh, dude, if I
Um,
saw a movie
there's-
called Post 47, that shit would be on my TV so goddamn
Oh,
fast. I don't even
almost
care what the
definitely.
premise is. Yeah.
There's
100%
one that
here.
I don't remember the full name of it, but there's another one that is a good one to keep in mind. It's like usarmyco.com or something similar
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
usarmy.com. Something
There's-
very
so-
similar to that.
Did you find the single letter websites for this at all?
No, I didn't.
So some of the ones that this man owns are like
These men.
a.org. These men, sorry.
Yeah.
Either way, a couple of the ones that he owns are like just a single fucking letter.org. Like,
Yeah. He's
And
got
those-
a bunch of
Those have to be
bunch of
expensive
stupid
too.
shit.
Mhm.
and
Speaking
that's
of which,
that's what I thought. yeah.
That's the thing. Like 74,000 domain names. I mean, like
Well-
at bare minimum, you're looking at like $10 a year for
Yeah.
a domain name registration. So we're talking about somebody
Right.
who's almost spending $1 million a year.
And here's the other thing too.
740,000.
Most of these redirect to south32.com, but some of them direct to some weird ass fucking shit.
Yeah.
And Moot, I know you got a couple details on what some of these go to. You want to go over that a little bit?
Yeah. So honestly, a lot of this weird ass shit, you already covered some of it, but like it's just meaningless garbage, I think. I think a lot of people haven't really figured out if this is connected to anything in any way. So like you go to some of these websites and there's just like videos like what Jason was mentioning earlier of just like people talking about this Luigi guy and just like talking about how he's like a great director and stuff. But then like over these videos there will just be coordinates, just like GPS
Yep.
coordinates, and they just go to like seemingly random locations on the map. Nobody's that I can tell has been able to like figure out if there's like any pattern or anything to these GPS coordinates. There's also like some that'll just link you to random zip files that are just like gibberish zip files that you download that don't have anything in them. One person said that they found a website that was just like it kind of looked like a mock blog post, and it was just like blog links to posts, and they would click on them and it would do the same thing where it would just download files.
Yep.
One person that I found on Reddit found a website called ihatekids.com and they typed in ihatekids.com and it like redirected them to xxxxxx.com, which was then a download for the video that Jason played earlier.
PHP 1 cent stock.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah. Somebody else on Reddit that I found earlier, there was I'm sorry. Actually, that was IHateMyDad.com. IHateKids.com. What that one actually was just like a blog about how somebody's grandma left them out of their will. And like they were complaining about how like they expected when their grandma died that they would like get all this inheritance money, and apparently she didn't put them in the will, and it just like completely fucked them. And that website is gone now, but apparently that's what that directed to.
No, IHateKids.com is still there. It's just
not that story.
South32.com.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not.
Now it's talking about Sydney Morning Beacon, the Australian terrorist group.
We
Hell
are
yeah.
the infringers. I don't know. I don't know what what I'm looking at.
Yeah, a lot of these websites like were something, and then when they got deleted, then the domain just started redirecting to south32.com. So, like I said, this is just like totally random bullshit. I have a theory, I think, as to why maybe some of this is random bullshit. I actually have two theories, but I don't know if I really want to go into that at the moment because we haven't really talked about why we think this person or these people are buying all these domains.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We'll get there fairly shortly.
Yeah. But there are definitely people on YouTube who have opinions about what they think might
Yes.
be going on. Doug, did you want to talk about the most prevalent of those people?
Yeah, we don't have any original thoughts or ideas of
Yeah.
our own.
Yeah.
Again,
once again,
no thoughts at all. Smooth brain.
this is all just things that have happened and we noticed.
So the biggest proprietor of this story that we have had the pleasure to have assistance from is a guy named Elder's Vault on YouTube. And this guy basically, as far as I know, he's
Yeah.
the one that did it all. Yes, actually. But he basically he finds the satana.com site in the Google Translate. He starts going to these websites. Basically, he sums up everything really, really well, and I'll just TLDR it for you. And then I'm going to go over a couple other things about this guy. So basically, he finds out that Luigi is directing all of these sites to South32. There's hundreds of thousands of websites, at least 74,000 plus, like we mentioned, that are all redirecting. And some of them have these weird JPEGs that Matt was just talking about. He goes into it, and we end up finding out that Carrie is Luigi. Now, that whole thing is, another story. But basically, it seems like there's only one person behind this, right? These websites are all registered to different organizations, and they're untraceable. And essentially, he's putting a lot of time and effort into all of this shit for literally no one knows why. And then there's a couple theories floating around. Like, is this really all a publicity stunt for this movie? That seems kind of out there to think that they're going to spend millions on these, websites for that kind of case in point to make a movie that's garbage.
Would rebuttal that, and I'll tell you why later.
You can, and that's fine. So yeah, long story short, the movie didn't really make any money. And like, so why is he spending this money to upkeep all these other websites? And some of the info that's being transmitted from these sites, who is this? Who is this for? What's it worth to them? Like, what does that mean? Why are we here? What the fuck is happening?
What?
So this Elder Vault, he has a couple theories. One is that it's a publicity stunt for the movie. Two is that he's using these websites as a cover-up for some sort of illegal doing. And he really doesn't even know what it is that is illegal, but it's kind of on that cusp, that line that draws like, okay, what is going on? What's the deeper meaning here?
Why are these coordinates showing up on random ass videos that are attached to South 32?
And then the last theory that he has is that it's some weird large scavenger hunt, and that's why there's coordinates and number stations and like all these weird things popping up from all of these different websites. Like, if you've got, like, there's no way to someone has gone to all of the websites, obviously, But if this is like some sort of weird, crazy ARG, like that's some dedication,
Yeah.
like on the back end there. You know what I'm saying?
And
I mean, just the
financial
money, yeah,
investment alone.
Right,
Yeah,
the
right.
money doesn't make sense. Like,
Right.
It's
So
like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, okay, so Matt, you said what, $10 a year, right?
for
About-
a cheap domain, so
For
that's
a
not even
cheap-
counting like the single letter domains, which I'm sure are super expensive.
So
Right.
let's exclude those real quick. $10 a year for
Yeah.
a cheap domain name. Multiply that by 74,000.
$740,000.
You're at almost $1 million fucking dollars as an investment on just to keep those domain names.
right, and that's the thing too is
Who
so
the fuck has that kind of money just to have domain names?
right. I don't know. It's honestly
Carrie
going into
Byan.
this whole thing. Carrie Byan, otherwise known as
Buying up those domains.
Luguigi.
I
Hey,
guess
nailed it.
so.
Hey,
So those are some of the theories, and I'm not going to elaborate on those theories because I don't have any original ideas or thoughts on this whole thing.
no opinions.
That being said,
Whatsoever.
after Elder Vault's video came out, a couple months later, he makes another video. Basically, the long story of it is that Elder Vault gets hundreds of DMs on all of his socials, asking basically if his like what's his well-being, like are you okay, are you doing all right, like what's going on, and he's like, what the fuck do you mean, like what's going on? And he goes to South 32's website, and basically there's just hundreds. Fucking Luigi Bion has uploaded hundreds of these like short ass videos basically saying, you know, we're gonna find you. He'll pay for any info that people can give him on Elder Vault, and it just gets really, really fucking weird. And essentially, this guy is just targeting him now, trying to trying to dox him essentially and get his info and come after the guy. And as far as we know, nothing has happened, but yeah, that's kind of why we were a little hesitant to also make our own
Yeah.
episode on this.
It's apparent that any scrutiny of this specific topic leads to some harassment. And again, none of these ideas that we are spouting are original. They're all somebody else's findings that we are now
I think
recounting
we'll
to
be
you
okay. If you look at the harassment that's going on, none of it
It's
makes
not-
any sense.
And
Well,
like
that's the thing
they're
too.
like
Is
very
It doesn't.
very vague threats. I'm
It's the-
using
it's-
threats
it's
in
the
quotes
threat.
here.
Yeah,
because
but
the
some
guy's
of it
like,
is legitimately like asking people to dox him.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
to an extent though, because he's like, oh, we're looking for information on the Australian guy that goes by Mr. Elder, and it's like, okay, he's not
Yeah.
Australian.
so actually,
And
Yeah.
and it even says or the company that owns that channel. There's no company that owns it, you idiot. It's a guy that just has a YouTube
it's a dude.
channel.
It's,
a
it's a
dude.
fucking dude.
he has also, or whoever's posting this stuff has resorted to like making straight up slanderous claims about people.
It's
So,
yeah.
like
yeah.
calling people rapists and like all sorts.
Oh
of
yeah,
stuff.
Right,
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that.
Speaking
too,
of
but,
which-
it looks like you might too.
Speaking of which, so right after Elder's Vault posts their first video, they posted two that are going to be in question throughout the rest of this episode. But after he or she posts the first one, the South 32 website changes, and it's horrifying, especially if you've read the Russian sleep experiment.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It's literally the landing page shows that fucking weird creature from the Russian sleep experiment
It's just a
creepypasta
party
that we
city.
covered. It's just a party
It's a party
city
city
fucking
animatronic.
it's a prop, yeah. Super creepy, nonetheless. But it's got like this maniacal laughter and a bunch of distortion behind it, and there's like it's a super glitchy ass sound, but it's just that laughing. It says South 32 all over the place. It changes again right after this. I think it was right after the second video that was posted by Elder's Vault. And now it's a little more coherent and way, way more legally threatening. Here's what it says. In big red letters, it says, South 32 cash reward. South 32 will pay $100,000 to locate the man who has Australian accent calling himself Mr. Elder. And the company organization funding his false online campaigns against South 32, South32.com, and its CEO, Mr. Luigi Bion International Motion Film Company. I'm guessing English
None
is
of that
not
makes sense. Yeah.
their fucking
Plus,
first language.
My guy can't even keep his own story straight because Luigi isn't the CEO. Carrie is. So,
as according to their own website,
what's going on here, pal?
Allegedly, Mike.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You're losing the plot a little bit.
Hang on, what's that? I'm getting a call from my lawyer. Oh, we got a cease and desist. Okay, cut the episode.
Okay.
Shut it down.
all right,
Matt,
we're
cue
done.
the
Hometown Horrors is
screen.
coming early.
Cue the screen that says "Hang in there, baby" with the cat on it. Go.
He seems like
so
he's
after this-
upset about something. I
So
wonder
after
what-
introducing the organization, Luigi Bion, his film organization, it says, this is the letter to Elder's Vault, the cease and desist letter that was coming to him. It says, your destructive activities have severe consequences. Since you are creating a slanderous rumor mill, obstructing our ability to do business with other people and companies. Your harassment of our company, director, crew, via phone calls, social media, internet bullying, and text messaging is causing irreparable damage to the good name of our company, South32, South32.com.
Is the company
harassing-
called South32, South32.com?
Nope, just South32.
That would be fun.
just South32.
But the company's
you
not
are
called South32. The movie's called South32. The company is
We'll
the
get
movie
there.
company.
We'll get there. You are harassing our crew and damaging our business, South32, South32.com. You are criminals. We will sue your Comapnes through
Sue your cum.
International South 32 Court, South32.com CEO Luigi. I am South 32 CEO. I am sexaholic pornoholic. And that is that is the very
If you're making a legal case against somebody, that's definitely how you want to end your closing argument.
He's admitting everything before it can
That's
reach
protocol.
the court. He's like, what are you going to do? I gave you all the dirt. You got nothing on me.
Yeah, I am sexaholic.
I am
Now,
sexaholic. I am Batman.
Whoops. Now, the
Sorry,
only
I've been going down a rabbit hole like almost this entire episode of just
of South 32.
Yeah.
So obviously the Mr. Elder that's in question in this
I think
message
he's
is
safe.
the Elder's Vault. The video that they posted looking into this whole thing, and to be honest, the videos the two videos that exist, one by Elder's Vault, one by Scare Theater, are like the two
There's other ones,
informational
too.
videos. There's a couple out there,
more,
but
yeah.
those two, in my opinion, they touch everything that you could possibly want to know about this.
Mhm.
Which, obviously,
judging-
this is in response and reference to the Elder's Vault YouTube video.
Yeah.
There's no other person in the entire world at this point in time that this could be referencing, simply because they don't like that this person is on the trail. They know what's going on here. They
There
don't like
is a
that.
South 32 subreddit that has a little more information on it, which is personal accounts from people who have like interacted with this person, which
with Luigi,
yeah. So it would
Green
be
Mario.
yeah. You don't get that if you watch the videos. So I would encourage you to get.
That's
a look at
fair,
those.
yeah. But yeah, that's the long and the short of it when it comes to the South32.com response change to Elder's Vault's video about what is actually going on here. And now, if that's the response that comes from Luigi Bion, I might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. If someone gets offended, like to this degree, threatening with legal action, this, that, and the other,
Over a YouTube video with
Over a
84,000
YouTube-
views.
that only is covering facts that you can personally go verify.
And they're
Yeah.
not
You were
even
getting
the
that-
big one.
Right. And if you're getting that fucking mad
Yeah.
about these small time little details, we might be on the right fucking path here, guys.
Elder's Vault's video only has like 84,000 views. and
Yep.
yet he's the one being
Yes.
targeted. Scare Theater has like 1.4 million.
To be fair, he
and-
got targeted too.
But
Yeah, there
it's
is a
safe to
follow-up
say
video.
it's safe to say
Yeah.
they're okay, judging by the rampant
yeah.
success of the Scare Theater people.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
I
I'll
think
drink to
they're
that.
fine.
It seems like, and this is why we talked about this a little bit beforehand, and whether this was a good idea or not. And I will put most of that
Yep.
blame on me because
God.
for my own personal paranoia. But
to be
it
to
seems
be
like
fair,
this
you
guy,
brought up valid points.
It seems like this guy has enough time on his hands to personally try to at least lash out against anybody who interacts with this online at all. Like even just random Redditors who just post random Reddit threads. Like there is a Reddit thread on the subreddit where somebody was like, "What the fuck is going on?" and just like posted an exchange that they had with this person on Twitter, and this guy made a video about them, accusing them of things, and put it on YouTube.
Yep. It's
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Dude, the engagement and the
Let's
follow up
go.
is insane. And honestly, yeah, like I think we've done enough to cover our fucking asses saying these none of our thoughts here are original. Like
He's gonna be like, he's gonna put up a video of us. It's gonna be like, these guys hate Corbin, Kentucky, and
Hell yeah.
we're gonna be like, yeah,
yeah, we kind of
There was
Did
one
a
he
lot of
recently put on
something.
the website that you can see on the subreddit that's just like a chick with her legs spread, and it just has like a sign over it that just says South 32's horror or something like that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'll probably be us soon.
hell yeah.
I can only hope, my guy. If that's the case, we have to go to season 2, and now the entire next year is just our recount of us dealing with Luigi Beyond's fucking legal team. Like
Deluti.com or patreon.com
Fund our legal
Fund our legal
problems.
fees.
you might have to. Who knows?
No, I
We'll
mean,
find out in
literally
like a
nothing.
week.
Nothing we've said here is our own stuff. Like everything we're saying, I don't want to say we're regurgitating, but it is all.
No, we
I
are.
get the impression that doesn't matter to this guy.
That's true.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
but it might
This is
matter
one
to
of those-
a lawyer.
Yeah, this is one of those guys. It seems like he's got too much money and too much time to where he can just pursue these legal feats and threaten people into
Allegedly.
taking a
Allegedly.
allegedly. These are not my own thoughts. I promise I don't have an original thought in my brain. But if he were to try and pursue, it just seems like he's got a lot of time and he knows his way around the at least
Clearly a lot of money.
basic
though.
legal system.
My
Yeah.
boy's bankrolling. Like, props to you, Luigi, Carey, whoever.
Allegedly.
What? So what?
This
Where are we
guy-
next? Where are we next?
There's only one thing really that we have to talk about, Mike, and I think that's
is it
that's
our
your specialty.
Is it our second player? Player 2?
It's player 2, and I think it's high time they entered the game.
Saeed Yamatabayan.
Sure, if that's what you want to call him.
Whatever.
Yeah,
So here's the thing.
Yeah, Yamatabayan.
You guys may have remembered a little bit ago how I referenced to a Saeed who, along with Carrie, who we've established as Luigi, is the registered name that owns 74,000 websites that all link to south32.com. Now, it's pretty obvious at this point, if you haven't picked up on it yet, that Saeed Yamatabayan is Luigi Bayan or Carrie Bayan.
He didn't even change the last 4
I was-
letters of the
I know.
fucking name.
I was just
Like
about
it's
to say-
right there.
I was just about
It's
to say,
right
and-
fucking there.
How do we
That
know
sounds
this?
like an opinion to me, Jason.
Yeah, that
It
sounds
does sound like an opinion, and you know what? I recant the whole thing.
Stop it.
But yeah,
I had to change
so
a heart.
we find out that these 3 people are the exact same person. So this entire time, Saeed, Carrie, and Luigi are all the same. And you kind of get that when you realize that the LosAngelesNews.com website not only talks up Saeed and says how great of a person he is, but is also owned by Saeed and owned
Yeah.
by Carrie. So you kind of put
Weird.
it together.
My favorite thing is that Luigi has an IMDb page, and the cover on
Yes.
his IMDb page is just a screenshot of the website.
Yeah, it's
He
the
just
laziest
does not
shit
give a
ever.
fuck.
No, obviously does not give
So-
a flying fuck.
Before we mentioned those court those court filings and everything with
Yeah.
South 32 Mining Company.
Yeah.
Guess what name is on those?
I wonder.
Gwiggy Bayan.
is Saeed. So
Saeed,
it's Saeed is on those.
Right.
And not only is it Saeed that's on those ones, Saeed is on multiple other allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, I don't think
Court-
this is alleged. I think
That's
you
true.
can
This
look
is all
it up.
hardcore
This,
facts.
this guy's
This-
name is on many legal
many
proceedings.
legal proceedings, all having to do with cyber squatting. And
you
if you
can't
don't
deny this part.
if you
just
don't know what
can't.
cyber squatting is, it is essentially you buying up a bunch of web domains in the
Digital
hopes
dancing.
that
Sort of.
a website who wants the name will buy it off you. For example, back in the 90s, if I remember
I was
correctly,
in a very famous TV show.
was it Real Monsters?
No, it was BoJack the Horseman.
Oh,
Or BoJack Horseman. It's
never
just-
seen it.
Wow.
Bo-
okay, you should.
Bojack the
Anyhow.
Horseman.
So back in
think
the
I remember
90s,
You don't know.
a man, I believe, if I remember correctly, a man bought the web domain for, I think it was Pepsi, and that's why he bought Pepsi.com.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe he wanted like $150,000 for it or something.
Yeah.
And that's why you'll find Pepsi's website is PepsiCo.com because they didn't want to pay
Yep.
him for it.
Mm.
But same type of
Peebus.com.
same type of principle. If you plan on buying up like a websites just to hold them over on companies so they buy you out, that's called cyber squatting. And
This
it
is exactly the reason I
apparently-
registered both Diluti.com and DilutiPod.com.
and it is apparently very illegal.
100%.
And the
But-
South 32 court hearings are exactly this. It is a court hearing where Saeed
Okay, good.
was trying to get South 32 to buy the web domain south32.com
The
off them
mining company.
Yes.
The Australian mining
Yeah.
company.
for
yeah.
$10 million.
Yep.
And the mining company said, go fuck yourself. We're just going to do south32.net. So
Yeah.
yeah.
there's that.
There's
So here's the thing. They did actually try to like the mining company actually did try to get the .com through a legal proceeding, and essentially because like the whole like the long story of it literally is that because he had South 32 prior to the mining companies like being existing,
Mm.
there was no case for them because they're like, yeah, no, this dude owns it. He had his own thing going, and you can't legally take the domain from him.
My
Right.
understanding of the timing is actually that. So allegedly, what happened
Yep.
is
Yeah.
that
What happened was
is this mining company is actually a subsidiary. Well, actually, it might not be a subsidiary, but it was spun off of another mining company.
No, you got
which
it.
Is
Yeah.
which is the one that you can spin a company off and have it not be a subsidiary. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it
Oh,
called
look at Mr. Wall Street here.
called BHP Billiton, and
Yes!
which is the BHP that Jason was talking about. So this company was spun off of that company. Allegedly, what happened was this guy knew that was going to happen, or had some way of knowing that that was going to happen, and like jumped to get in front of them. And so, like,
Yes.
basically, like, registered this website and started going after them because he knew.
It was happening.
I don't know if that's exactly how the timing
yeah,
works
so
out, or if that's
I,
true.
I,
No,
thi-
that-
I
that's-
think you're right because there's
Yeah.
two. So there's actually a timeline in this
Yeah.
document.
Yep.
That basically shows when the website was conceived in September of 2015, when they registered it, and how and who it was registered to. So like basically, essentially, he gets it from GoDaddy.com.
Yep.
It's always
does a bunch
GoDaddy.
It's always GoDaddy.
does a bunch of this stuff. And then in 2019, this is when Elder Vault did his video.
Mhm.
Basically, you actually see this in the document for some reason. It's talking about this cash reward that he's trying to get out, and then you also see
That was the site change right after the video.
Yep. So they register literally like a couple months after that, and then a year goes by. He does a ton, like I'm talking a ton of updates on the website during 2020,
Mhm.
which I'm sure you can just assume what was going on there during 2020. But then he actually swaps over to a different company to be the registrar, and he's now with CWASP LLC is hosting the website. No idea what that is, but basically it looks like a big privacy like proxy company. Some law that I'm
It's
not familiar with,
convolution.
but
I'm pretty sure it's just convolution to hide like what is like
Right.
what they're actually trying to do.
The same
But
reason
yeah.
that all the bullshit is just like
Yeah.
connected to all the websites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe.
100%. It's just more
something-
smoke and mirrors.
Something that I want to kind of chime in on, because
Oh,
Jason
okay.
mentioned before the like legal thing that he was going after with like Elder Vault, and how
Yeah.
he's like, you are attacking our company, South32, South32.com. I am the CEO, Luigi. I am a pornaholic and sexaholic, all this stuff. So
yeah,
I'm thinking the reason he did this, again, allegedly, and I'm not thinking it. I just said I'm thinking it because that's my go-to wording. But I
You're
didn't
just
think
thinking this is a possibility.
this is a possibility. I
Now hear me out.
believe he might be allegedly saying these things because he's trying to badmouth the actual CEO of South 32 to make them want to buy the domain just to get this guy to stop
Just to- right.
smearing him.
Right. Because if you
Yeah.
go to
Yep.
south32.com right now, it just said it's literally like it starts playing audio stuff and it just starts saying like
It's just
really
it's just dirty laundry.
inflammatory shit.
It'll have
about-
pictures
Yeah.
of the
Right.
actual CEO of South 32, the mining company,
Yeah.
and it'll say like
Yeah.
over like, I'm a rapist, I'm a murderer,
Right,
I
yeah.
love
Sexaholic,
Yeah.
pornaholic, like
So-
no, it's literally just a fucking slander
Talk
piece
about-
against
Well,
this
yeah,
guy.
talk about
that's
defamation.
another thing that was in the websites too is just porn. Like
Yeah.
it would just
Oh
be
yeah,
porn.
so much
Yeah. So like
Is there like a
for
full
while-
blown list of all the redirecting websites?
Is there
I
an
don't know.
index
You
for
can
it?
get one,
full-
but,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can pull one. Somebody on Reddit did it for you. I can't remember which post it was, but there's like a whole Google Doc where they put in all of the redirecting websites.
Yeah,
That's where I found danielisgay.com.
But for a while, because of this, when you would Google South 32, like the first page would just be porn and just like random shit.
Yeah.
And like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were setting up their SEO. Once they fucking zoned in on what actually linked to their website, they just started gobbling up like associated websites that might have something to do with it. And now they're just threatening everybody
And-
around them with legal action. And this brings us to our final portion of this episode, which is it cyber squatting or fucking human
well, there's
trafficking?
one last thing. One last
yeah,
thing. One last
there's
thing
one thing we didn't
that I
cover.
want Moot
Oh,
to
you're
kind of
right,
go
you're right.
over.
Yeah.
You're right.
How
We
does
got one
this
more connection to
all-
make.
How does this all connect back
Yeah.
to a movie?
See, that's where we started this fucking episode. You don't even remember that at this point, but hey, we're actually
Yeah,
going
right.
to revisit something we said that we've done that twice. We talked
Do the
about the
Mario.
movie and we
I
talked about
know.
the BHP thing. Let it be known, we got there.
10 17
We did it.
2023.
We finally did it. We made a
First
cohesive
time.
episode.
So the reason the movie comes into this allegedly is because
Allegedly.
of these court proceedings, because this guy had been in trouble for cyber squatting, and so the theory is that he was like, okay, if they're going to say that I just can't own these domain names for no reason, I'll do something with them. I'll make a fucking movie. And so because he clearly has like $1 million to just fucking spend on domain names, he just like tossed some more budget into making a feature-length film, called it South 32, and then was like, there, I made a movie. Fucking sue me now.
Good fucking luck. Yeah.
So
Mm.
that's the theory as to why the movie even exists and why it's bad
Yeah.
is because nobody cared.
It's the
And
same.
There was
it's similar
no
to,
creative thought.
Yeah.
There
It's
was
similar
just
to
nothing.
Fox making the Fantastic Four movie in the 90s.
Yeah.
They did it just to keep the name Fantastic Four because they
Well,
were
'cause-
legally obligated to make a movie.
Yes.
Otherwise, the rights would have went right back to
Or
Marvel.
lose the They would lose the rights if they didn't make the
Mhm.
fucking movie. And that's why it fucking sucked ass.
You say
Yeah,
sucked
plus
ass.
he
I
actually made
say
another movie in
cool looking
2008
The
too.
Thing, so.
Mm.
That's fair. The Thing was the only redeeming quality of that movie. But this is not the movie podcast. This is apparently Luigi Beyond the episode. So after we find out that this is kind of the reason why this fucking movie was made, do we have anything else to talk about?
Well, you
Or is that kinda-
I don't know if you heard me, but he did make another. He made a movie
yes.
prior in 2008.
What was his other masterpiece?
I don't fucking remember what it's called. It's like Frank and Beans or something. I don't know.
Beans
Like,
and Beans, the movie.
It's something stupid.
Now-
Hold on, I got you.
while you're doing
Just,
that,
yeah, just Google
want
Luigi
to-
Beyond.
you want to get to the last part, which is is it cyber squatting or human trafficking?
Or is it human trafficking?
But we never really
Yeah.
went over
Is there
any
a
of
third
that
option?
aspect. We never went over the human trafficking theory.
Well, it was. I think it was briefly mentioned in the video portion where we talked about Elder Vault's video. That was part of the theory, right? Is that it was just a cover up for some shady shit.
And that's the shady shit that we're talking about, is that the GPS coordinates are pickup/drop off locations for human trafficking.
Right. Because some of
and
those websites just have like a picture of a girl underneath the coordinates.
It's like somebody hacked somebody's cell phone, took a picture of their face, and then posted it right the fuck up on whatever site this is. Which, to be honest, in past topics that we've talked about, anything that turns up to be real has usually included pictures, GPS coordinates, and locations for pickup, this, that, or the other. So that kind of checks out. So is this okay? I'm seeing something very interesting.
Yeah, I know. I just found
Doug's
something weird.
computer.
I found a
Hell yeah.
SoundCloud where the
found
artist.
Luigi Beyond SoundCloud?
It just says Luigi Beyond, South 32 CEO, Karim Yakarim Radio, Iran
Hey, hold
Karim,
on.
670 AM.
You're listening to the Ram Karam in the morning.
Luigi Beyond the Rock.
Beyond rock. We're gonna play the game.
Cyber squatting or
Cyber
human
squatting,
trafficking?
human trafficking, or a secret third thing.
Okay.
So I'll let
Do
you
we
guys
get to know what that
aliens.
is? Or?
Yes, on my turn you will.
I have a
Okay.
secret
Okay.
that
Okay.
so-
Cool.
in my mind.
Doug,
All right.
Doug, what do you think?
What do I
Is
think?
it cyber
C-
squatting, human
CS or
trafficking, or a
HT?
secret third thing?
I think this is for mental health.
Secret fourth
That's
thing.
pretty much my
Secret
secret
bad-
third thing.
bad
That's pretty
brain.
much my secret thing. So.
That's really all I'm gleaming from this. I so badly want this to be some sort of deeper ARG that nobody's cracked the code on yet. And obviously we're not gonna fucking do it. So but it was really interesting to fucking research. But yeah, I think this man may just be in a bad way, and
again, this is an opinion. This is no fact. Like, there's no.
Oh, we're not the
No
first
water
ones to say
being
this,
held
so
here.
we're okay. We're not the
Yeah.
first ones to say this. So.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
regurgitating YouTube videos.
I'm just trying to deflect legal action where I can.
like all the images. My whole thing is I don't know how. Maybe he's got too much time. I don't really know. But the whole getting the images, the different images on all of these sites is
Isn't
kind of
he like
where my
70 years old in the court documents though, and that was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a while back. So he's like
Yeah. He's in his like 80s at this point, I think.
like late 70s, which is prime
Late 70s or
Alzheimer's.
yeah. I truly
Prime Alzheimer's.
that's all I got.
time.
That's really it. Yeah, I don't know. It's really, really simple to make a
86.
website as shitty as he has. So
Oh yeah. I have at least 2 under my belt.
yeah,
100%.
it's
my college
It's not hard to
project.
do. So
So like, what do you think this is?
I think it's just a man who has too much time, possibly too much money, and just wants to cyber squat on a bunch of motherfuckers and is kind of getting away with it.
Flexing on him.
He's kind of
Fuck you.
I mean, he kind of getting away with it though.
That's
A little
the
bit.
part that pisses me off.
You can't
Actually, you know what?
with this. If it weren't for you meddling kids,
Those fucking, I will say those coordinates, like those were creepy and weird, essentially, especially because they were like, you didn't really see them too much or very often. I don't want to think this is a human trafficking thing, but also from what I've read about what human trafficking entails, like those are super complicated, like codes, this, that, and the other. So who knows?
oh, like when you buy like a Wayfair cabinet, and it's
And it's just called Kelsey.
yeah, it's called like Billy, and you're like, oh, nice.
This is
Okay.
Why is this filing cabinet $1,300 and made out of tinfoil?
well, it's made of real children. So
Why is it called
Your purchase includes. I'm not even kidding. That's a whole thing that we could go over too.
100%. No,
Then we're
that's
gonna get
been-
child
that's been
trafficked.
Why are we
debunked.
laughing so hard?
That's been debunked. Oh
So,
my
like,
god.
Well, spoilers, Mike. That's why we do the episodes on it.
I don't
Oh,
know
shit.
what the specifics around human trafficking is, but I don't think this is it. I sincerely think this is just someone who's trying to make a fucking quick $10 million by trying to prove that their website
By
is
spending $1 million.
more better.
I'm gonna blow your fucking
Right.
mind in a little bit then.
I'm so
Okay.
excited. I have
I'm
a
ready
shot
for
ready
that.
for it.
All right,
Are
but
you last, Mike?
yeah, I'm going last because I'm gonna be going for a
Okay.
minute.
Okay, Matt. What do you got for us then?
I think this may have started out as cyber squatting and it has become mental
Obsession.
illness.
It has become
Yeah.
mental illness,
Yes,
destroyer
I
of
think-
Luigi.
Because what, like, why they've already ignored you for so long? Why
Yeah.
keep going is one thing. It's clearly become an obsession, and just like, I don't know. Just my question is like, if this is a person of sound mind who's continuing to do this, there's got to be a breaking point where you just decide it's not worth it anymore, right?
Or run out of money.
That's see to a
like-
sane human being like you and I. Yes, there is a fucking break.
But that's
even
the point I'm
where you're
making.
Just
that's
done.
the point I'm making. If they were,
Right.
then they would have just been like,
Right.
fuck it, after like 3 years.
Right.
But like,
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to cut you off. Do we have $70 to pay a domain
oh
broker
my God, you want
to try and buy South 32?
oh no,
for
com-
less than
no, we'll actually end up in
That's-
court. I'm not pushing it that hard.
Hey,
No,
this is just a guy that's gonna try and barter a deal to buy the
To be
website. Nothing
fair-
illegal's happening. He's not stealing the website. I'm just saying we might have $70.
We'll put a pin
Doug-
in it. We'll put a
Doug,
pin in
you're
it.
trying to turn us into Batman by saying we should take our savings and do good with it right now. I just don't want to end up in court. Like that. I really don't.
If he sells it to us, why would he take us to court?
He'll make south33.com and it's all over from there.
I
Oh,
don't
no,
have
there
an
are
answer.
a bunch of Souths. There,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there's
no,
like a
there's
whole
so
fucking
many.
slew of them. There's like South 59, South
Yeah.
69.
He's got the entire quadrant.
Yeah.
Every
covered.
2-digit
100%.
south, every 2-digit south that exists
Anyway,
is
Moot,
under Luigi Beyond.
Moot, continue with your theory.
No, I think that's it. I think this may have started as a legitimate like domain squatting thing, and then it like as he got older or something, or as I mean, mental illness affects us all in different ways at different times, and I hope you get help. And I'm sure your family loves you and would really
was
like
the-
you to come home.
That was the sweetest, most ominous thing you've ever said.
Should we start making shirts with his name on it
Oh,
that just
God.
say weird things?
I
Trying to
hope
get
you get
sued.
old. I hope you get old. Dash Matt. Right.
That's what I got, Mike. What do you got?
All right.
Yeah, let's. I'm taking a shot for this fucking rant. 'cause
So
I know where
here's
this is
here's
going.
what Daddy's thinking. I gotta get comfy real quick. So what I'm thinking here is I was originally I was like, yeah, no question about it. This motherfucker's cyber squatting. Like that's for fucking sure. But then I started thinking, and this might just be the fucking weirdo in me, but so here's the thing. He made a movie. It seems like it's low budget, but a low budget movie could still be pretty expensive. I mean, you hear low budget movies that cost $10 million. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So let's say this dude's low budget movie cost, I don't know, let's just say $2 million.
Okay.
Just to put
I mean,
a
it
number out
looks
there.
nice. I did watch parts of it, and it does like cinematically, it looks
Doing
nice.
sets, he's got nice cameras, he
Yeah.
paid for actors. So let's just say $2 million just to throw a number out there. Typically for marketing, a company will spend what will basically double its budget for marketing. So if a movie costs $2 million, it actually costs $4 million when you put marketing in a budget. So in order for it to be profitable,
Can I get a source on that?
the sources look at every fucking movie ever made. So
Okay, that's all right.
in order for a
Is
movie
it a
to
good
be
source
convinced.
for you?
in order for
Is
a
that
movie to be
believable source? Okay.
to be profitable, you would think if it costs $2 million, if they made $4 million, they double their profit. They made their money back and then they doubled it. No, they netted out essentially because marketing budget. If this guy made a movie and wanted to go the full ass weird marketing ploy on it,
Like
in
guerrilla
theory,
marketing.
guerrilla marketing, in theory, he could have. He very well could have.
I mean,
And
we're talking
spent
about it.
and spent the money to make these the all this shit. And like Jason was saying, you're almost at about $1 million a year. You're at like probably like fucking maybe even over it. What's 74,000 times like $10, for example? Hang on, I'm looking at that.
Times 10 is
It's
$742,000.
Okay,
We've
yeah.
Do it
So-
times 12,
so-
you're at like $820,000 or $844,000, I think.
So you're at about 750 grand a year, basically.
Yes, probably
If
more. But
you're spending that money on marketing
Yeah.
and it's for a
Mhm.
business thing, you could write that off as a business expenditure as well, which I'm sure he's probably
how
fucking
long has
doing.
he had these domains though?
Now,
No,
here-
no,
now
no,
here's the
Mike-
thing. Well, no, I'm not there yet. But here's the other thing.
Mike, you're onto something.
Here's the other thing. This is where my shit goes through the fucking roof, though. So I was thinking this for a long time. I was like, this might actually be a legit guerrilla marketing thing for this movie. But as we went on, he keeps updating this shit for this movie that came
Yeah.
out in 2016. That was 7 years ago. This movie came
You're
out.
right, and
7
everybody's
years
already
ago.
determined it's bad.
Yeah.
It's
Now
so,
here's the other.
so bad.
Now here's the other thing. Another thing with movies is nowadays with movies with streaming and everything, you can make your money back in the long term. He might still be holding on to this guerrilla marketing thing, thinking that the money's going to make itself up in the long term. Now, you might be thinking, Michael, the movie's out on YouTube for free on hundreds of channels. Exactly. Hundreds of channels have a very long piece of content that's out there for free. Imagine the ad revenue he's probably getting in from
These channels have like 600 subscribers.
600 subscribers per every 100. That's a lot of subscribers.
There's no way they're monetized.
You don't know that.
No, they wouldn't. There's no way.
You do not know that, though.
We do that because you
I'm-
have to have at least 1,000 followers.
But so here's
Unless
my
you're
other
part
part.
of a multi-channel network, you can't monetize.
He
unless
may
you've got
be part of an
1,000.
element.
No.
Who knows? Maybe he's part of machinima. I don't know. So now my other theory.
yeah,
though,
maybe. Who knows?
my other theory kicked in kind of
Maybe
while
he
we were
has his
talking
own
about all this.
multi-channel network.
He might be the Carry Beyond Films network. Now my other theory kind of kicked in a little bit as we were talking about this. So I kind of got to piece it together a little bit as we go because I was piecing it together as the episode went along. So part of me thinks as well, this might not be a movie thing as much as perhaps, like you guys are saying, a mental thing. Reason being is there is no way he can be profitable holding on to all these for 7 years just to get the money out of South 32. Now, remember, the original lawsuit, he wanted $10 million out of South 32. We're coming up on the 7-year mark. He's spending almost $1 million a year on these.
Yep.
So he's
But
already
even those domains were registered before then, though. So, like, you're telling me this was a long con that he's been
No,
spending money
what I'm
on
saying-
for, like,
what I'm saying is this might be very foolish of him to do. And this is why
Right.
I was thinking I might be agreeing with you guys now with the whole mental thing because there's no way he's going to make money off this. Let's say, for example, South 32 Caves, and they're just like, yeah, we'll buy for the $10 million. If anything, he's probably just netting even. 7 years of all this work because he's still putting in the work. He's updating
I'm
these.
sorry.
Like Jason said, he checked the website last week and now it's changed.
Yeah.
So he's changing all these websites.
Week
He's
and a half
actively-
between. Yep.
He's actively changing these websites over a course of 7 years. And for what? He's spent, I'm going to approximate around $7 million on this because it's almost $1 million a year to have all these domains. So he's spending all this money on these domains for over 7 years. Ain't no ways to be profitable with this original lawsuit of 10 million, or not lawsuit, this original offer of $10 million towards South 32 mining. Ain't no way. So
Well, right, but if
My
he gets
thing-
a payoff of $10 million,
how is he making money? He's already at like 7 mil, and that's a rough
so
estimate.
far, yeah,
Yeah.
he's almost at that. But what I'm saying is, that if this works for him, he's netting $3 million at this point.
And well, that's if our calculations, our very low, rough calculations are accurate of just $10
Right.
a place, which it's not. Like Matt said, the single alphabet ones cost more. So he's
That's fair,
probably
yeah.
he's probably at over $1 million a year on this.
So what the fuck is this guy thinking?
I think it's a mental thing now. At first, I was like, I at first
It's just the principle.
my
Like,
my
it's just
mindset
the
my
sunk
mindset has
cost theory?
changed. My mindset has changed so much over the past week. I first thought it was just straight up cyber squatting, and I honestly
Yeah.
do think it is cyber squatting. But then I was like, you know what? This might be guerrilla marketing for the movie. Think about it. He could have the budget for this
But
type
it's
of guerrilla
so
marketing.
bad.
But it's been 7
it's-
years now, and
But
now
it's
I'm
also
thinking.
so bad.
Now I'm thinking it's a
Here-
mental game. I think
here are
he's
the
just
two things.
gonna die on this hill.
Here are the things that, here is what I think turns me away from my two other theories, which were what you said which is the guerrilla marketing, and then also the idea that I had that maybe like he got some attention from this and is just really bored and is just fucking with people at this point. Like that's another theory, is that he, like people are losing their minds over this, like we are, and so he's literally just fucking with people for the fun of it. The two things that make me think that that probably isn't the case is that unless he's just a total psychopath, why would you be
Keep in mind,
posting
he is in his
pictures of?
80s.
Yeah, but why would you be posting pictures of a person and just like putting like rapists over them and stuff? Like that's fucked up.
He probably
Like,
doesn't
this
care
is-
anymore.
Very.
He doesn't care.
Right.
He's in his 80s. He's on his deathbed.
Oh.
He don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Do we know how
Well,
old
like,
he is for
he's
sure?
he's a vengeful dick. Like
Watch
he's
him be
just
like 42.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, I honestly, my idea, I don't honestly know what I believe. All I know is this guy is my fucking hero. Like Luigi, if you're listening, and I know you probably are because you probably have a Google alert set for South 32 and recent updates
He's
for
just
it.
got a bot that's crawling the internet.
Yeah, so I know
looking
you're
for
probably
him.
listening. Dude, this shit was so fucking fun and so awesome for me. I loved this. This is the type of shit I'm here for. I fucking loved it. Luigi, if you're out there, I like
Come on the show.
Yeah, right. Genuinely, this is one of the most interesting things that I have found online. I fucking
It's
loved
fucking
this.
weird.
I
It's
fucking
so
love
weird.
this. Because there's
Yeah,
no
no.
right answer. Anything fucking goes. You could throw anything at the
Right.
wall and it could be right. Who's
Well,
to
there's-
fucking
there's-
say?
There's two possible
say?
answers here. The first one being
Thank you,
this
John
is just
Mulaney.
incompetence incarnate, which is this is going to say that we live in a world that
Allegedly.
allows allegedly that allows a man to own 74,000 domain names and IPs and then squat on those and try to charge people for them. So that's the one possibility. The other possibility.
Can I read his LinkedIn bio?
Please,
Yeah, please go ahead.
Is
God,
is this
please.
Saeed's or is this Luigi?
Yeah,
This is Mr. Luigi Byan.
Mr.
That's what
Luigi
it says.
Beyond. Okay.
So it says Mr. Luigi Byan, South 32 CEO, South32.com, freedom human rights activist will make Iran an offer they can't refuse. Mr. Luigi Byan, South 32 CEO, businessman, Hollywood film producer, and creative visionary, creating stories that reflect society to impact positive change to his community and the world. He began his career within the film industry in 2005 in Los Angeles. His lifelong passion for movies and expression through film drove him to pursue a career within the business. The desire to create inspirational movies that has an impact on society has been a driving force of his success. With more than 100 million views and growing, the value of his company is now worth over several $1 billion. Acclaimed featured stars in his movies have included Vivica A. Fox, Therese Gibson, John Lovitz, Cheech Marin,
Tyrese Gibson?
Eric Roberts, Ben Viren, and Kim Whiteley.
There's
Completed
no way.
movies include South 32, South32.com, Fatima and David, and My Experience, alongside his creative visionary talent. Beyond is also a lifelong peace activist, blah, blah, blah.
All right. I just came up with
shit.
another theory. And it's only because of exactly the way that this LinkedIn bio started. And that is that this whole thing, all three of these people are actually one person who we haven't named yet, and it's Elon Musk. I think Elon's
There it
just
is.
having a goof. He's
There it
got
is.
he's got the spare cash. He's
He's
got
trying to be smart.
I mean, reread the first like section of the LinkedIn and tell me it doesn't sound like something.
Yeah, no, it's definitely he'll
I mean,
make
freedom's
Iran
in
an
there.
offer they can't refuse.
You know, it does. That first sentence sounds like something that Elon would name one of his children. Yeah, you're right.
So the weird
I
thing
think we
is that
cracked
there's
it
like a
open.
little there's
I
a
think
little
you're right.
section that says people also viewed, and there's a guy named Daniel Yamtabayan.
Mm.
It's not Saeed, but
It's Daniel. God damn it! It goes deeper.
oh shit,
Where's
Daniel's gay.
I'm sorry. What?
Daniel's gay, right?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit! One of the fucking websites says Daniel is gay. Leads you to fucking South 32. Now we see Daniel Yamatabayan.
It's all
Does he
coming
just
together.
hate his brother?
I don't know, man. He doesn't really have a bio.
Can I
Like-
follow him on LinkedIn?
Yeah, 100%. Here, we'll dox this man in our fucking
He's the
description.
founder of
No,
a,
I'm just kidding.
He's the
We won't do
founder of
that.
something called Bayan Capital.
Buying capital. God damn it. This goes deeper. Are you fucking kidding
A
me?
private growth investment firm and incubator that builds and invests
It's a
in
hedge
pure
fund.
play
I
digital.
think
Yeah.
we've reached the end of this.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
this-
so too.
I don't
No.
think I care anymore.
If you go to
I do, and I don't.
If you go to south32.com, it'll redirect you to diluti.com where you
It will.
where you can give us some sort of money or not. That's up to you. But you can also get some merch. That's
I can
also up
never
to you.
let our domain name expire because it's
No.
100% going to get gobbled up. By this
Luigi
guy.
will buy that. You can also see all of our links to all of our socials on our website, diluti.com or dilutipod.com. Things like Twitter or X. It's Twitter. Get the fuck out of here. We're at dilutipod. Our Facebook. Don't look under the internet. You can find us on Instagram at dilutipod. YouTube at youtube.com/@dilutipod, or just look up. Don't look under the internet. Subscribe to the YouTube.
Just Google Diluti.
Shit's doing great.
MySpace.com/dilutipod.
MySpace.com/dilutipod. We're getting that up and running hopefully soon.
Hey, if it'll ever let us upload a picture.
Right.
Yeah. And then
It's still using dial-up, so just bear with us.
and you can go to our email, dilutipod@gmail.com. You can send us some emails. We respond to those. You can also go to our Google phone number. It is 630-909-9366. And if you do that, you can send us a text. We respond to it. Or you can send us a voicemail, and we'll play it at the end of the show.
Especially if you do it for this next upcoming week. We are
No,
recording.
not
okay.
on the Google
All right.
phone number. We've established that. That's all through Gmail.
Oh, you're right.
You fool.
You're right.
You foolish
I'm sorry.
fool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm undermining your whole thing. Go
Yes.
ahead. I'm so
Actually,
sorry, Mike.
by
I
the
thought I
time
was
this
helping.
episode comes out, there's probably
It's
no
way
point
too
in
late.
doing this
Yeah,
because
way
it's
too late.
That's fair.
We already have 8 emails
Oh, nice.
of new stories. So,
we're good.
Oh, shit. Okay. Nice.
Yep. All in all, I want you to go out there and I want you to find a man named Luigi. He's probably gonna be Italian. Go to a pizzeria. Go to a Panera, or not a Panera. Go to an Olive Garden. Ask for their finest Luigi.
Ask
I
for
want
their
you to-
finest Post Malone.
I want you to kiss him, and I want you to take the breadsticks home with you because, gosh,
God
gee
damn,
dang,
are
they're
they
good.
Yeah.
Moot, do you have anything you want to say to the people?
I wrote a song about getting better, and it's a feeling.
Hell yeah.
I can't
Hell
remember.
yeah.
Arf, arf. That's all I got.
Arf. Counting worms. Doug, what do you got?
something peens32.com and beans32.com. You slap them
Perfect.
together, you get peens and beans32.com.
I still want to say I'm on record as
So are
saying
you-
post 47.
Am I taking a shot out of
Sounds
this? Is
awesome.
that why you gave this to me? Okay.
You wouldn't want to do that. That is just my pot of
Send
greed
Jason
that I
more
printed.
95% alcohol.
Also,
It's rough. Not gonna lie.
I skirted over it before. He has the domain sexhounds.com.
Yeah.
And I'm
Sexhounds.com.
Very surprised that wasn't taken before. Because if you look at some of these porn sites, they're like sexbex.com,
Right.
fuckybucky.com. And it's like, who
Well, it's because
did
it's,
think of
it's
sex
because
hounds?
it's because
Fucking
sexhounds.com.
Fussy bussy.
It's because sexhounds.com was taken.
You're right.
Fucking a
That is it.
Buc-ee's.
Fucking a Bucky's. Anyway,
Yep.
sorry, Doug. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
That was it, man.
Oh, Jason.
Peens and beans32.com. You can pay me 10 mil for it if you want.
I
It's
will
registered.
I will say, as always, stay fucking paranoid, keep your wits about you, and also make sure that some fucking shenanigans like this are not going on with your back end of your website. But I am going to introduce the newest segment of our regularly scheduled programming, and that is these, you know,
we got to figure out a way to make
because-
this quick, but yeah.
we'll make it quick, I promise. But this is just called, we're just going to call it Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer, because I don't know how else to call this.
Somebody sent us
Um,
this in the fan mail.
Yeah.
And it's a blank novel.
It's a blank novel with, here, I'll show it on the video, I guess, but it's the picture of an Allosaurus embracing a woman, and I'm assuming this is supposed to be a sex novel about how a woman fucks a dinosaur, but there's nothing in here. So
It doesn't even have to be about that. Right?
I have an idea
it,
for this.
it
if you
really
don't.
doesn't. But we're gonna
do
this
one sentence an episode.
one sentence.
I have
at
a better.
time
I have a
is what we're
better.
gonna do.
I have a better idea. If you're okay with it, you write the
Go
first.
for it.
You're really
You write the first sentence, and then email us what you think the next sentence that works with that will be, and we'll write it in there, and we'll keep that going until all of Deludi writes a novel together.
Yeah, we could
That's
do
what I'm
this. We could do this same thing and just take suggestions.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But this first one, I want the four of us to come to a consensus because the
Okay.
first sentence of a book sets the whole tone. You know what I mean?
Fade in, exterior, Allosaurus.
A penis.
have
that
you-
is, nope. Fade in, exterior. A penis that is too hot.
Yes, I think
I think it has to be that.
Doug already wrote it and he didn't know.
I did, and I didn't.
All right, fine. Fuck it. Fade in. Okay.
Fade-
What is
fade-
it? Fade in,
in,
exterior. A penis
A
that is too
penis
hot.
that is too hot.
All right.
If you
All
want
right,
to
I'll
submit,
write that down. You guys take us out.
if you want to submit your suggestion, email
Email
us at deludipod.com.
We
Goodbye,
gotta make
everybody.
The main character has to be Marcus Fartbutt.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Dr. Marcus Farfel. Bye, everybody. Have a blessed day.
Sup, Deludi boys? My name is Taylor. I'm fresh out of Wisconsin, just north of you boys. Just got done listening to the Mexican Alien episode, and I'll be honest, I did not know that was going on, but I have seen lots and lots of people making cakes out of alien husks, so I guess that makes sense. I wanted to call because I know that you mentioned Pee Wee Herman at the tail end of last episode. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that Paul Rubin, the guy who plays Pee Wee Herman, actually died. Not to sound so chipper and cheery about it, because rest in peace Pee Wee Herman, but I just want to make it clear if you guys are getting scammed by lookalikes, it is indeed a scam. Watch out for Pee Wee Hermans out there. They are not real. Have a good day, guys. Y'all are awesome, and you brighten my day every day.